Whose phone is that?
Peter's.
I'd head to this phone store in the morning for a mule.
Throw it in rice. So, and I appreciate Peter asking me to. I always love giving my testimony, and whenever I can, I don't give it often, but I'll try to keep it short and sweet. And
we got a while, so don't make it too short.
Oh, okay. So,
the long version.
Yeah, the long
we want the long version.
Oh,
At least
boy.
until the burger gets here.
Yeah.
The burger
Then hurry up.
And then we're not going to pay attention anymore, so you better get to the good part.
Yeah. Well, just pre-warning, there'll be some emotional times, and so bear with me. But born and raised in South Florida, with two incredibly great parents. My mom.
Who I bet.
Huh?
Who I bet.
Yeah, that's right. And my dad was hard, stern growing up, and I have a 5-year-old, 5 years older brother. Our relationship is terrible, so I really don't even count him as a brother, unfortunately. We aren't close by any means, and unfortunately the last few years that relationship has been destroyed. But anyway, grew up out west Broward County, out by the Everglades, down in Fort Lauderdale, and was your typical hellish kid, and everything that you should be into. My dad, he grew up in church, and at one point in his life, something happened that really pushed him away. So he wasn't close with the Lord when I was real young. My mom was. She would drag us to church, and it was one of those, oh man, we gotta go to church, and it was just, didn't want to go, and but it was really incredible because through my life I can look back and see stuff happening in my life that was appointed by God. I had a sense, if you will, of right and wrong. Whenever me and my buddies were doing stupid stuff, we knew we were doing stupid stuff, and but that really didn't change a whole lot. And so mom taking us to church, and then something happened with my dad, and he really got back into church strong. But he had something in his closet that affected me my whole life and changed the trajectory of my life to a dark side. And it's a struggle till this day. It'll be a struggle till the day I die. And he had a whole box of Playboy books, and as kids we found them, and thankfully we also found his rifles and 30-06, and we weren't too stupid with those, or else we wouldn't be here today. And but that unfortunately started an addiction that has taken me down some dark roads. And the struggle with was innocent at the time, but it's just incredible how the devil has used that in my life for destruction. It cost me a marriage, my first marriage. I just was up and down in my walk with the Lord. I had some great moments coming to know Christ. I gave my life to Him at an early age, but through that time I really never had a relationship with Christ. I was a Christian, but I was still living for myself. and still fighting the battles, thinking I could do it on my own. And it wasn't until I had an affair with a girl that was 10 years younger than I was. That was my ex-wife's best friend that caused our divorce. And my ex and I were both unfortunately into the porn scene, and so it was a struggle for us. You know, we'd go to church, we played the role. You know, we put the mask on, everything was great. You know, and go on mission trips, sing in the choir, and you know, did the whole 9 yards, and played in the game. And I had moved back to Florida. Hey Chip. I had moved back to Florida for a really good, my dream come true job. Back in the early 90s, I got my captain's license to run a dive boat down in Miami. And so my ex-wife and I decided we'd start anew. We went through some counseling. I bought a townhouse in Sunrise, Florida. And for some reason, it wasn't working out with her. There was some distance there. She disappeared for 3 months. Couldn't find her. And in the meantime, the dive company, a few years later, went bankrupt. So I'm living at this standard of life here, and now I've been kicked down financially to about half of that income. So now I'm just trying to survive. And unfortunately, I got drinking very, very heavily. I knew pretty much it was over between her and I. Going to all the wrong places. Got back into drugs, and I was in a strip club one night. Had done some drugs, been drinking. My drinking was so out of control. I mean, I would drink a case of beer a night, you know, and not even bother me. I mean, it was just off the chart. And I had a sense that either I needed to get my act straightened out, or else I was going to die. And it was haunting. And to get rid of that, I would drink more. I'd smoke more. And I was in a strip club, just got done doing some coke, and had been smoking, had been drinking all night long. And I heard a very faint voice that told me I needed to get my act straightened out. That's all it said. And I thought somebody's playing a joke on me. I got up, turned around, and no one was standing there. But I knew exactly the Lord speaking to me. And I mean, I was so angry. I carried a gun with me. And, you know, if you pulled over, I mean, to see me then and see me now, you know, like you were talking in your testimony, is just, it's all God. Because I'd shoot you in a heartbeat. I didn't care. Or I was hoping somebody'd shoot me just to put me out of my own misery. And so I got up and I walked out, and I went home and got on my hands and knees, and for about 3 hours I was overwhelmed by just the Holy Spirit, and prayed and wept. I didn't know I could cry that much. And it was about 2 o'clock in the morning. I called my parents. They have an apartment in the basement where they used to live. And I said, I have to get out of here. I have to leave now. I got, you know, I'm going to die if I stay here. And they said, come on, you know, get up here as soon as you can. So one of my best friends, late friends, he passed away a few years ago with cancer. I called him because he had a storage facility where I had all my stuff. And because I had to move out of the townhouse, the divorce went through, and she got the townhouse and our house up in Habersham where we used to live. And so I called Craig and I said, hey, I said, I have to leave. And he's like, get you a good night's rest and just, you know, I'll help you in the morning, pack up, and you can hit the road. I'm like, nah, you don't understand. If I stay here 10 minutes longer, something's gonna happen. I have to leave now. He's like, well, I'm not coming at 2 o'clock in the morning to help you load up. So believe it or not, in South Florida, you can find anything 24 hours. So I found me a U-Haul dealership, 24-hour U-Haul dealership, got me a trailer, went to storage, and I didn't care if it broke, if it got smashed. I took everything out of my storage and just threw it in the U-Haul and climbed to my Jeep and drove as long as I could until I was about to pass out. I pulled into a rest area and slept, and made it up to my parents, and that started a whole new journey. It was incredible how the Lord just really took the whole desire of the drugs and alcohol. I mean, it just stopped. Bam. I didn't have any struggle after that. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. And which, you know, was just a sign that it was all God. And so, you know, that started a recovery process. I went through some serious counseling and growing and studying. And after a few years, I decided that I would try dating again, and that was a joke. And I guess I'll pause here for now. Until they give it to us, then I'll start.
Sorry, the wind was fighting me.
Oh, that was just Luke.
I have the 2 show sound.
Hey, Dan.
Who got close on? Just making sure.
I am. I'm going to put you in the middle here. You can listen in and yak it up, man. We'd love to hear from you.
Is that Dan?
It's Dan.
Is that Dan?
Yeah, it is.
Thank you.
Brent,
Silverware.
You got no
Brent's
croutons,
sharing his
no-
testimony, Dan. They're just dropping off the food right now, and he's going to go
Yeah.
back at it.
Missing one more salad. There you
This one I don't think's my salad.
go. Oh, okay. I think it's his then.
That's probably mine.
What side
Yeah.
did you get?
Blue cheese.
I think this is his.
That whole meal?
I don't know.
Bacon, egg,
I
and
got
cheeseburger.
the smothered.
Yeah, okay. That's your burger. It's just not your salad.
Okay.
I gotta figure out what your side is, love. I'm sorry.
No problem.
Bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah,
That's on top
I
of
can
the
promise
burger.
you I wouldn't be eating that burger.
But go
Yeah,
ahead.
you're fine, you're fine.
Oh, you're good. Just put it right on there. There you go.
So sorry.
Oh, wow.
No, don't worry about it.
Looks pretty darn good. I have to try that next week.
Yeah, it's a winner, man.
Does look
I won't eat you,
silverware, lots of silverware.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
That's why one of the reasons I got that. I could eat it
No
whenever.
bacon,
Yeah.
no veggie patty. And your burger should be out very shortly.
And you just need silverware for everybody.
Yes, sir. Silverware, I got you. Alright, you okay with
So
that?
do you if you want to wait before you leave. Or
Gotcha.
But y'all go ahead and eat and I'll talk. And so that started a journey. You know, I was just amazed at the
Sorry about that week, guys. And he is going to figure out what your side is.
It's just a side salad with honey mustard.
Oh, okay, I got you.
And can I have 2 honey mustards, please?
Yeah, of course you can.
2?
Yeah,
Two?
for my burger.
2?
Yeah.
You be crazy?
but so, you know, because I didn't want to, well, first of all, I didn't think, because I was such a screw up.
Anybody want any mayonnaise? I'm sorry. Mayonnaise? Yeah, I got you right back.
So since I, you know, screwed up my marriage the way I did, I was like, Lord, you know, if you ever give me the opportunity, to even date again, you know, I'm going to make sure it is by the book, you know. And after the divorce, I had found out that my ex-wife had been cheating on me for the last 10 years of our marriage. So, you know, I don't blame her for anything. It is what it is. I caused the divorce, and I accept it, and have dealt with it with the Lord, and have moved on, and learned from
I'm
it.
gonna get you an extra
And
pen.
you know, because of the addiction, I've learned the stuff to do and can't do. You know, I don't pursue anything on social media because it's so clouded with trash.
Yes.
You know, I don't care what it is. It's there. And about 5 years later, I was going to North Point Community. A buddy of mine that I grew up with, he had moved up to White County, up where I was living around my parents, and he got real involved over at North Point Community Church back when it was just the one church, is when we went there, and then it doubled. And they had a huge singles ministry, and that we were really involved with. It was a lot of fun, you know, and I'm like, all right, Lord, if I'm walking my path by myself, and that's fine. If it's meant to be, you know, it's going to have to hit me right between the eyes, and because I'm not pursuing anymore. I mean, it was just nuts. And so a friend of mine called me one night. He said, hey, we're going to this comedy club, and
Thank you.
he said it's a real good, clean stand-up comedian, and it's when the Punchline used to be over on Roswell Road in Sandy Springs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool, let's do this. I've always wanted to go there. And so there was a girl that he told me was coming, that, you know, we were becoming friends, and I'm like, well, that'd be cool. And and that's all I thought about it. Well, the girl turned out to be somebody different, and her and I hit it off. I mean, right off the bat. And 4 months later, we got married. So, we've just celebrated 22 years, and you know, it's a journey. And as you all know, we're human. We screw up. You know, as long as you're making the progression, that's what it's about. And we're going to have that battle till the day we die. And you know, I can't take a chance. I mean, I have to be honest with you guys. Since I've been here tonight, it's been a struggle with my whole past addiction, just because of the shirt that girl's wearing. I mean, you know, as soon as I
Talk
saw
about an
it,
attack from the devil, man.
yeah, as
Wow.
soon as I saw it, you know, it's like guards. Okay, don't go there. Don't, you know. And I know that's going to be there until the day I die.
Didn't go away, did it?
And so I'm thankful. You know what the Lord has done in my life. It's been incredible, and I see so many of His fingerprints, footsteps in my life at certain times that, you know, I know is from Him. And so yeah, that's pretty much the testimony in a nutshell.
How old are you?
Huh?
How old are you?
60.
60?
Yeah. And you know, and that unfortunate addiction started around 11 years old. And yeah, it's been a battle. It's been a battle. But you know, like I said, I've learned what to do, not to do. You know.
Don't feed it.
Huh?
Don't feed it.
No, don't feed it. And guard your heart, your mind, your ears, and I work in a environment that's I won't say it's a real hard environment, but you know, there's hardly any believers at our company, and it's a struggle. And I walk away from conversations, I walk away from jokes, and you know, I have to, because the alternative is not good. So yeah, but I appreciate you asking me to share.
Awesome, dude.
Yeah.
You got a great testimony.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
Thank you,
Very
guys.
good.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Look,
It's all God, that's for sure.
You have kids?
No, that was part of the
got the dog.
fuel
Okay.
on the fire with my ex. We have Lindsay and I have a 4-legged kid.
Yeah, okay.
No, my ex had 3 miscarriages, and it's hard. That's probably one of the hardest things. This past weekend, we went to my niece's daughter got married, and it was tough. It was tough. You know, knowing I'll never get to experience that as a dad. And man, it's a dagger in the heart.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and we got divorced in 1997. It was final, and so you know, and that happened probably the last 4 years of our marriage that the miscarriages happened, and it's a tender spot. You know, this weekend was poked a little bit, you know, and but I know I'll see him in heaven.
That's right.
You know, and I look forward to that day.
Yeah.
And Lindsay, on my wife now, you know, she traveled down a different road, and she's going to have 2 kids that she'll see, and so because of some bad choices, unfortunately, and so we're excited to get to heaven. You know.
We are blessed that you're part of our life.
Well, I
Absolutely.
appreciate that. You know, I hate that I haven't been here a lot lately, but I miss it every time I can't show up. I really miss it. I appreciate that, Brian.
Any last questions for Brent?
It's kind of like alcoholism. You know, when you go, you're an alcoholic,
Yeah.
and you go and sit in a place like this, even though you're with Christian brothers,
Right.
Temptation.
it's the temptation that's there.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You gotta fight it.
it's, yeah, you have to, but also, a lot of times what people do is, and please don't take this the wrong way, a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of people that have quit for a long time will come in and sit in a place like this and just sit, get a meal, they get their first beer, oh, that tastes good. Then they have to get that second beer.
Yeah.
Then mama's calling saying, hey, where are you? Well, I'm still eating my dinner, honey. I'll be home in about an hour and a half. 4 hours go by, and you know, one of those.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of the problem that I used to have with coming in places like this. I'd never go eat anything that had liquor in it. No. Can't do it.
Well, anything else for Brent? Because I've been recording it. I want to stop the recording if we're all good. Yeah? All right. Good job, Brent.
Thank you.